Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah, it works. Alright. Was it week 7?
Yeah.
Alright. So, jumping off of foreign, I actually wanted to talk about something more tangible. Like, have a more tangible topic.
Like
Is that weird?
Something literal?
Yeah, like something a little more literal. And,
Um,
yeah, I don't know.
like what would you say is like a more tangible thing relative to what because I feel like
Like food.
I feel like a topic is always okay.
I mean,
you mean something more like
something that you could, like, that's more...
something that's not conceptual, like not a
No,
concept.
no, 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 no. Like,
It's like a thing.
Not conceptual, like a thing, yeah. Like a noun.
Okay.
Like something you could say and then people have an image of it immediately.
Like durian.
Yeah, like durian. Exactly. And like that's I feel that's very it still falls in line with kind of the open-endedness of the rest of the topics.
Because there isn't really a. Well, I feel like with this, there isn't really a topic. There's just like a piece of inspiration.
Yeah, yeah. And I think to be able to work with like something tangible is also a strength. Like if someone all had to incorporate like a durian into their piece, we'd be able to see how exactly an artistic voice could be inflected upon the same object, rejuxtaposed in every person's work. But yeah, I don't know. Like, and it's hard to argue or vote for any specific object because it seems arbitrary. But I just thought that'd be an interesting thing to discuss. Having a tangible inspiration for a piece.
Do you want to watch what we had prepared for foreign?
For foreign? Let's do that after. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do that after, since we don't have a lot of work, and then we can spend as much time as we want to talk about it after we nail down like a topic. And it doesn't even need to be long, but I at least want like an invested discussion and like looking for something tangible as an inspiration.
Okay.
I think that might be crazy. Did you see anything this week?
Did I see anything this week? Shit, what did I see? I rediscovered Tim and Eric Awesome Show. Great job.
Oh my god.
Did you ever watch that show?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What else did I see?
What guy? Brule, right? What's his name? Dr. Brule. This guy?
Oh, yeah.
It could be any one of these.
That's like it's like a sister show.
It's like a spin-off, but it's not even like a show. It's like...
I think it's one of the...
So I went down to the Marina to see a bunch of boats. Even though I have 5 of boats of my own. But I had to get ready to go on a boat, and the best way to get your body ready to go on a boat is to eat a lot of seafood. Guess what? We're lucky. There's a great seafood restaurant right here in the Marina. It's called Ten Grangos. Let's go check it out and have some seafood. Ooh, seafood's expensive. Well, there's no way I was going to pay all that paper money for some stinko fish. From the back. Lucky because of my cousin Josh, I knew that the restaurant puts all our leftovers in a place called the Drumster Out Back. Told you. Let's see what we got in here. Ringo. It's like opening a free present. Oh, what we have here? A little bit of crab, huh? Ever tried? Pretty good. A little bit tangy.
Why?
Oh! Good. All this seafood has made me really thirsty. Looks clean to me. cat bugs made me thirsty.
I don't know if we got anything out of that, but
Seafood.
like I think the editing and the sound is like funny.
Well, I think this is a good example of he took a concept and just ran with it, like boats.
Boats.
Yeah, this is a good example of like someone says boat or broat. Yeah, in this case, and he just goes off on this tangent, and it's not even the video's not even about the boat, but the boat kind of like was a something to snowball off.
Yeah, like it took him to a place, and
Yeah,
then
like
he was
the
near the
video's
place.
about the dumpster seafood.
It's really about the dumpster seafood, but if it was about a boat, then the boat led them there. Yeah.
Type in Bubs bounce.
What the fuck? Oh, is this Tim and Eric?
Yeah.
Okay. This?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I've seen this.
I'm gonna make your bubba bounce right now. Gonna make your bubba bounce. Get ready. Gonna make your bubba bounce. Here I come. I'll make your bubba bounce.
Oh, man.
I'll make your bubba bounce. Let's go.
I've seen that before. And I remember that guy, he's the sit on you guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, what the
Yeah,
heck?
there's the top left. Just
Yeah,
sit on you.
the sit on you guy.
Yeah.
We should talk about Adult Swim as a jumping off point, because I think like when I was a kid, I wasn't really near like smoke weed culture, so I just thought like it was not for me. I didn't associate it with being high or like being in an altered state.
No, not at all. This was like actual cartoons for me. Because
Yeah.
I wouldn't start watching TV until I went to bed, which is when all of this stuff was on. So like really, I like grew up on Toonami and all these alternative shows like Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
But growing up with them as like they wouldn't have been alternative shows, right? Because like this would have been like our main dish.
Yeah, I mean now we see them as like anti-comedy, but I feel like as a kid, I really just took it literally, and it was like a cartoon about these pieces of food.
Yeah. Which I think like I watch a lot of Robot Chicken, and the easiest access point for a lot of people is probably like Family Guy or Futurama.
Yeah.
But there was all this weird, just original on Adult Swim comedy, because all of those were like Fox shows that were like adult cartoons. But there was just a bunch of original content that existed on Adult Swim that I think people now would be like, oh yeah, it was just really weird, like weird 90s stuff. Like,
Yeah, like what was the first one was Space Ghost Coast to Coast,
Mhm.
right?
did you see the what is it?
The
History
yeah,
of
like
Adult
the
Swim.
anthropology of
Mhm.
Adult Swim. Yeah.
Captain Christian, like it was really good and in depth. And he was talking about how like shows on Adult Swim aren't meant to be long lasting. They're not supposed to be franchise shows.
Yeah, they're supposed to be fleeting.
Yeah, just like if it got on the show, like if it got in the programming, it was good, because it was never supposed to get in any programming
Yeah.
ever. But they all seem to have like a weird tangibility about them, like about their awkwardness, like Squidbillies or like Oblongs or Moral Oral. There's like some weird, and we talked about this in like a previous meeting, but uncanny quality about them that makes them funny and just absurd. And I don't know. I think there's something there in this conversation. And I think even in like when people talk about early YouTube culture, it was like the same, like early memes and stuff. It was in the same environment.
Like Smosh and stuff, or
maybe a little Smosh, but like I mean like shoes, right?
oh yeah,
Right? Like you could see this on Adult Swim. This would be like undifferentiable from like something you would see on Adult Swim. Like the
Yeah,
quality
I feel like
of
this
it.
is pretty tame for Adult Swim, if anything. But
Happy birthday, twins.
A computer!
And a car.
Thanks, Mom and Dad.
Kelly, go ahead and open your present.
I just love how he plays 3 people on this.
Is he the dad too?
What the hell?
What'd you expect? Condoms?
Nice present, Kelly.
Shut up, Duck.
Skank.
I'm gonna butt slap you, shitbag.
Stop
I'm an
fighting.
athlete.
You were twins. Goodness sakes. Don't they have the same thoughts?
Shit.
PlayStation.
Fiscal responsibility.
Tom Skerritt.
Kelly, where are you going?
Out.
Or
Kelly, what are you gonna do with your life?
I'm going to get what I want.
Okay. Yeah. Like
Shoes. That's all they needed.
yeah, exactly.
Have you seen like the muffins one? Also?
yeah, I'm baking these muffins as best as I can.
Yeah.
And there's some weird like darkness to them too. Like just weird crazy stuff starts happening.
Yeah. I feel like
This Asian girl. Like how do you use this as a source of inspiration? How do you learn from this material?
I feel like this is just an example where the only inspiration that we could give in your kind of frame that you're contextualizing is just like shoes and what you can do with that.
So it has to be just like off the cuff. Like it just has to be not thought about at all. And then things could be exercised from it.
Do you want to maybe like give like a category of items and then someone like,
Well, yeah, that's why I was thinking about food.
because if
I mean,
we all do something on shoes, like I feel like there won't be a lot of variety.
I don't think so, but I also know what
Maybe
you
that'd be a
mean.
good challenge actually.
Yeah. Food, like, have you seen this? Have you seen this show? It used to show on IFC. And it was just a super strange show of this girl named Tutran, who was a chef, and just things happened. Hi, Alex. This is Justin. I'm in the dark. And this is Charlie.
Hi.
Hi. Oh no, we're doing it right now.
of a fancy restaurant window and thought to yourself,
Yeah, feel free, have a seat.
We're just
So
doing a little brainstorm.
yeah, eat snacks. We have a bunch of snacks.
how many times have you wanted to prepare an elegant spread,
We're trying to discuss a topic
couldn't afford the
pertaining to like
phone
film or
have?
the arts,
Well, you're in luck, you little
and then using it
wonder.
as a frame to think creatively
Today's
through the
food
next
party
week.
is all about bougie food. We're gonna make everyone think that you have a food budget that rivals Scarface's Coke budget.
The structure of your.
So let's get to the
We do
kitchen.
an hour of we do like about an hour of discussing for jumping off points for next week, and then the next hour is spent showing work. But it's all pretty flexible. It's just like whenever we can get something done, that's like when we feel right. It's pretty loose. It's pretty open ended. We're also doing podcasts too, so feel free to contribute. But yeah, please eat food. That is part of the whole thing. We're talking about like how to use a tangible object rather than a completely conceptual one to create something, and we're talking about like food. Yeah. But more specifically, we're talking about like Adult Swim. I don't know if you watched any Adult Swim,
Yeah, I watched Adult Swim.
but you know how like it's kind of like offbeat comedy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We're like, how do stuff like that get started, and like, how do we learn from those types of content? It's really subversive and like just awkward and absurd.
Well, are you trying to like insinuate that we make an Adult Swim thing, or is that just one way of interpreting?
No, it's not like I want to force everyone to do that, but like, I think it lends itself to being thought that way, because I feel like that's how maybe a lot of Adult Swim shows end up starting.
Just
Like
some random
concept. Just like shoes, and then we do like a shoes thing, and then
like
food.
a meatball as a character.
Yeah, like it's simple, but then it ends up being really culturally valuable because it's not really thought about that much. Yeah. So yeah, you like feel free to jump in and have your own examples, but it's really something I think is valuable to think through.
Yeah, geez. It's pretty. You guys get into very complex discussions here.
I mean, it was just honestly, if you're here for like other weeks, we talked about like nostalgia, how do you represent it, or like conspiracy, like what does that look like in a film. But I wanted to like pare it down this week, especially because it was just like a couple of us. It would seem like a lot more intimate, and like I don't know.
So I feel like you're leaning towards food.
Well, okay, I'll just let some of this play, but.
Hello?
Hey Jude, this is Jay-Z.
Oh, hello, Jay-Z.
Yeah, I was coming over for dinner tonight.
You're gonna come over for dinner?
Yeah.
This was on
you know,
IFC.
Amazing.
Yeah.
What the
my
hell?
lady
You're
Beyonce.
bringing your wife to Beyonce. That sounds really good.
How about 8 o'clock tonight?
8 o'clock? Tonight?
How's that?
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'll see you later.
See you.
Bye.
When was this?
Like
It looks like Jay-Z's coming over for dinner.
2008.
Jay-Z's coming over for dinner? Oh no! We
This
got
is
even
Adult Swim.
started!
This is what?
No, this was on IFC.
Yeah, this is on IFC.
Just another channel.
So like, what I'm getting from all the stuff we've just shown is like the editing, right? Like the editing behind everything is the star.
No, Tim and Eric, their editing is so just wild. They really embrace this like early internet media style.
How do we like? Okay, yeah, no, I agree.
What the heck?
Oh, what the heck? Go away.
Hey, dude, man.
That's also a
We have
parody
a lot
on
to do
like
today.
kid shows.
Yeah,
We have to make
on like
a
Pee Wee's
dinner
Playhouse,
for-
Yeah.
and also on like Food Network channels, right?
Especially with Food Party.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, it's hard to pin down.
I'm just trying to look for one that's not like a musical one, maybe one that's just more like
Oh, I love that one. That one's
Prices?
so stupid. I hate it.
Prices.
Yeah.
Wait, let me see.
What do you mean one that's not a musical? Are they all musicals?
They all have like a really strong. Well, not all of them, but a good amount of them have like a really strong musical component. Oh, this is really
So
long.
before we start today's lesson, which is the digestive system, let's review some of the things that we've already studied. Anybody know what this is? Anybody? What about this little thing? Does anybody know what this little thing does? Anybody know what this disgusting thing is? Huh? All of this is the digestive system. And now we're going to have a couple of guys who's going to give us this presentation about what happens when the digestive system isn't working properly. So, let's all welcome Tim and Eric. Are we all set, Marl? Okay, and now, Tim and Eric.
Diarrhea, 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 diarrhea.
Why do they have park hands?
Diarrhea. 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 Diarrhea.
I mean, I feel like the rest of this video kind of speaks for itself.
Does it keep going?
Yeah, it's 8 minutes long.
Holy shit. Literally, I guess. Oh my god, they get like covered in it. Yeah. Well, this is kind of
They
what.
have a kiddie pool full of diarrhea, I
This
think.
is what we're talking. Do they keep going? The forefathers of like Eric Andre, right? I think there's something special about this. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But
No, definitely.
like
It's
if
a
we pick
genre.
diarrhea as the topic and people like came up with like all this shit and like I don't know, that'd be pretty great. Good job. Great job.
Well, would you want to give people like an item, or do you want people to make like an Adult Swim style comedy?
No,
Because
I
Because I feel like just saying diarrhea and saying like make a short film would like I feel like it's a lot more than just this kind of stuff.
really.
Yeah.
I mean, if someone approached it like in like a PowerPoint, like this is what diarrhea is,
Yeah.
it comes out of your butt, and like this is how you treat it. I think that'd be its own type of interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure like you could make like a serious film about diarrhea, but
Oh yeah. I'm just wondering what the special word is.
the special word,
The special sauce.
the special sauce. So you're just looking for like a thing that will inspire stuff like this.
Yeah. It needs to reflect the attitude of like filmmaking that, or even just content creating where you can feel free to do whatever. Like even though the restraint seems to be like the word, because it's an absurd topic that no one would ever make content for, it allows it to breathe so much better than saying like do a black and white film.
Mm-hmm.
Do a film about nostalgia. Like that's its own kind of a jail cell of creativity.
So we're not even explicitly saying make a film. We're just saying diarrhea, for example.
Yeah. You know how ridiculous it's gonna be for everyone next week to like, or for just tonight when we post up the topic, it's just gonna be like the topic is diarrhea.
This is what happens
Like-
when you don't come.
I know. Well, I mean, what we said is like the punishment for not coming is you don't have the input in, you don't join the conversation, but you also miss the inception of that conversation itself. Like what? Protest, existence, conspiracy, nostalgia,
Diarrhea.
foreign, and then diarrhea. Like what?
I feel like we're doing ourselves a disservice by going diarrhea.
What do you think we could go harder?
I mean, I wouldn't say
Deeper?
harder, just because of like, that's terrible. What is?
You sure you guys aren't leaning towards absurdity?
Yeah, see, I feel like we are.
Yeah, it's like the boundary I think that we're attempting to even push, but I don't know. What do you think? Is it too lowbrow?
Well, I just feel like we're insinuating like an anti-comedy or like an absurdist film when we're talking about this. When like in reality, if we say like
We should just say absurdist.
if we say like broccoli or food, like someone could make like a tasty video. you know, I feel like they're not
Yeah.
gonna do something that's absurdist unless we say something like that.
Yeah. It's like this weird balance between like what do you say and then what does it mean, you know?
Yeah.
Because if it was,
Because I feel like if you want to go this route, we literally could just do like absurdity, or like absurd.
absurd. Well, okay, let's do that one thing that we do every week.
Yeah.
Every week we like look up the actual word, and then
You can type it. Yeah.
why is it searching in Yahoo?
Weird.
Ooh, no, we're gonna change that right away.
Right now.
Right away.
In the middle
I
of the
can't-
meeting.
I can't handle.
It's in more advanced settings. Oh wait.
Google. I'm sorry. I'm such a generic boy.
Google's not generic. It's just.
It's
OP.
standard.
It's OP.
Is OP. So if we look up absurd, wildly unreasonable, illogical, or inappropriate. See, these are all, you know, amazing words.
Yeah. And they're all encompassed by absurd.
I don't know. What do you think, Alex? Do you want a cookie?
Sure, thank you.
Yeah. Take a
Are
cookie.
you guys trying to narrow down, like,
Well,
the-
how it's gone before is usually we kind of just catch up, say like what things we've been watching, and then kind of talk about that, and then we kind of segue into like concepts.
Yeah.
That's how it's usually gone.
And I don't know if it's a product of like just getting lucky, but I'm sure it's also just a product of like talking as much as we do in this club. But we always end up with a topic that's like,
For the next week.
yeah, but also not traditional topics. Like it's not just do a drama. It's not just like do a one take. It's not like some kind of filmic technique. It's more of like a word,
A theme almost.
a theme, yeah.
Or like
A theme, a generative theme for everyone to participate in or at least engage with. Because at the very least, it leads to interesting discussion. Like,
diarrhea.
yeah, like diarrhea, precisely.
If you say diarrhea is the topic, then that actually, I think, is like far more open than the word absurd, isn't it? Because like they can, diarrhea is a noun, and they can take that like however which they want. They
'Cause
can just be like, they're fucking with us.
there's also like word diarrhea, you know, where like someone just like can't stop talking.
Well,
like,
usually
just stupid words.
I don't think I call it a word vomit, or I've only heard it as a word vomit. But yeah,
Or diarrhea of the mouth.
I'm exactly where you're at, like as far as that thought, which is why I was saying like, if it's diarrhea, like of course it's gonna look like diarrhea, but it's like diarrhea. Like what ever gives you permission to ever use that as a place to think like productively on, and why would you? It does state, like it does give you the opportunity to make something about it if it's that word, even if people take it literally. That's what I think is what would make it very funny. And I don't even know if it's gonna be diarrhea, but we've been talking about it so much that I think it just maybe, I don't know, it should be.
Yeah.
It's a strong candidate.
A strong candidate.
Diarrhea's in the running for first.
It's a soft candidate.
Well, I guess the theme here is contemporary.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know, I've just been taking a class on temporary music, and I think you guys are, I mean, from what I'm hearing right now, you guys are trying to get people to subvert your expectations, like make something that's entirely unanticipated, right?
Yeah, especially for this week with what we're talking about. Because, I mean, originally I wanted to just make something tangible, like as I said. And tangibility is its own kind of struggle. Like, if that was a concept, what are you gonna do? You could do literally anything.
I like that too.
Tangibility.
Yeah.
Yeah. Diarrhea is tangible. But yeah, I think contemporary might be an important word that we kind of dance around during our discussions, because the word itself should be challenging enough, like self-challenging enough. Like, did I actually achieve this goal?
Well, I don't know. I would be careful to use contemporary because by now contemporary has like settled into its own like genre, like place.
Yeah,
too.
for sure. Maybe
So
definitely not as a topic. I think contemporary has lost all value.
Yeah, so it's not even like it's not punk anymore because
No, it's not punk. Even punk, we couldn't do punk anymore.
I mean, I feel like even just like the word contemporary, like what's contemporary today might not be contemporary tomorrow. You know,
No.
it's just so fleeting.
Yeah. Which is why we can't use words like new or trending or like current or, you know, that those are boring,
Futurist.
non-valuable words. And I would say the same for even like drama, comedy, like traditional film narrative terms.
Drom-com.
Drom-com. Like, I'd much rather see a film that's like centered on conspiracy. This is just like personal taste of consumption. But there are so many more words that can inspire really specific tones and narratives than genres can ever do. Yeah, which is why I hate all school ever, because they're just like, here's no basis, and now go with it. And some don't even know how to talk about it. I don't know.
Yeah.
In the end, a goal for this is that we actually talk about the shit that's going on right now instead of having to think about theory so much, which I think the theory is important, and it'll come to everyone in time as they mature with taste. But to talk about what's going on around you is equally, if not more, valuable in developing taste. Taste. We went from diarrhea to taste.
Oh God.
okay. Well, you guys have been talking about what's going on
Mm-hmm.
before I got here.
Just a little bit. I mean, have you seen anything recently that has like creatively sparked you?
Well, not creatively, but I just you know the whole thing with our president is very inspiring, not just creatively, but also like how people are saying he is making America great again because people are like engaging now. Like people are coming together against like this one.
Yeah, he's like
entity.
he's unifying his enemies, which is
okay.
like everyone.
Wait, do you mean like he's galvanizing the people against him, or he's actually literally making the world? Like,
Oh God! Oh no!
Okay.
Yeah, the first thing. you
Oh, okay,
said.
yeah. So he's giving us like a common enemy, right?
I mean, I don't necessarily agree with that. I think he still has a very large supporter
right.
base.
Right.
He's like shaken things up and made it interesting again,
Yeah.
for like made it more participatory.
Okay. All right. And in that way, he becomes more valuable as especially in politics, especially in how standard everyone would have perceived it to be. He allows it to be something that's rife with change. Yeah. You should have been here for the first week. We talked about protest.
Oh.
Yeah.
Darn.
But I mean, it's all in the same. All these concepts like bleed into each other. I'm wondering, like, yeah, I don't know. We've tended not to be a little more recursive than maybe we should, and considered past topics as informing more explicitly the topics we've done in the following weeks. But
Well,
yeah,
I love the word tangibility, as you said, because that, I mean, there's just one way to take it is, you know, incorporating film into sculpture,
Mm-hmm.
making it, you know, tangible. I think there's a lot of like subject wise and technically that you can take that word. Absurdity is like, then yeah, you're making a Tim and Eric sketch if you say absurdity.
Yeah. Tangible. Perceptible by touch. I mean, we did start off with this word, right? And then like devolved into diarrhea.
Tangible diarrhea.
I like this a lot, but I think what it's missing is I think it's missing just a tiny bit of nuance. Like, I think we
Look
could
up nuance.
God damn it. Nuanced tangible diarrhea is our topic of the week. Nuance, a subtle difference in or shade of meaning, expression, or sound. Also, a computer software company.
Cool.
That's a good name for a company.
Burlington, Massachusetts.
Can we somehow negotiate something between these words?
Diarrhea and
I know.
tangible.
Like one of our pillars is diarrhea, tangible and nuance. It's just, I think if we say tangible, I don't know, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just like a filmmaker thing in my head.
No, I think I see what you mean. It's like, in a way, I mean, it's very open-ended, but also in a way it kind of pushes, it has a direction
Yeah.
that it pushes people toward.
Mm-hmm. And I understand, like, the value of even using that word, because it gets people to think about, like, well, what is not tangible? Like, what is intangible? It'd be very easy for someone to accidentally represent the intangible. But did they accomplish the goal? Like, tangibility. And maybe it's even more important given, like, our current climate of truth and or lack of truth or fakeness, you know. Like, what is tangible when everything becomes subjective?
Did you guys use truth?
Truth? Mm-mm. We haven't used truth. That, though, I also feel is a very loose term.
I feel like it also just kind of ties in with conspiracy.
Yeah, we did do conspiracy. So it was like the untruth, like what is the truth that isn't shown, like a lie or something.
Corporeal.
Corporeal. Yeah, relating to a person's body. The diarrhea.
There's your bridge.
This might be our bridge. Having a body.
Having a body.
Like, what is a body? Corporeal. Interesting.
I feel like that also goes with the what is it cycle?
Oh yeah, we're talking about the Cremaster cycle that we showed earlier today. Because I was like, yeah, I found that interesting. I didn't find it not interesting. Like,
I mean, yeah, it's hard to
find it
be
not
like,
interesting.
Yeah, I've seen that.
yeah, it's like, oh yeah, whatever.
This is my everyday life.
So yeah, corporeal. Something to do with bodies. Something to do with bodies.
Or having a body.
Having a body. And I feel this can link very easily into foreign from last week.
I just feel like this is a good way of... Because being corporeal is tangible, like having a body and being physically present.
Physically present. Ooh, good topic this week. Ironic topic this week.
The shade.
I know, yeah. None of you showed up. Shout out. No. Well, I mean, not no, because you're not here. So this is why you're listening to the podcast. Unless you're not.
I don't even listen to the lectures podcast.
We know. Yeah. It's more for our own documentation and our sanity, you know. If you'll actually listen to the podcast, I appreciate you in that respect. But I believe this is true. I've also never used this word in conversation. Usually I see this word in the anti, like...
I always think of, like, corporal when I see it. Like, isn't that, like,
Corporal.
a military ranking?
It is a synonym, though. But it's so, like...
A
why?
low-ranking non-commissioned officer in the armed forces.
I didn't know this was... Is this a degrading term? Corporal?
No, that's
No.
like. I mean, that's not a. It's higher than a private, I think.
It says... I don't know why it's so specific with low-ranking. Non-commissioned.
Well, it
It's
is,
like-
like, a low rank relative to, like, general.
But is that how we observe the context of military
Did you ever
terms?
play Call of Duty? You don't know the rankings?
No, fuck Call of Duty. Somatic, relating to the body.
That's
Especially
distinct from the mind, though, so I don't know.
Oof. Mortal, earthly, physical, material,
I feel like
tangible,
corporeal
fleshly.
is definitely...
Okay. You have 1.5 votes for corporeal. Half a vote is mine. Kind of like this. Can we discuss more media that like could lend itself to this? Corporeal.
Can we watch the Björk music video?
Oh yeah. I think this kind of lends itself to
I've never
everything
seen
we
that
talked
movie.
about in this meeting already. Ah, so interesting. So very interesting, this movie.
I need to watch this.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Swiss Army Man. We're talking about Swiss Army Man. I'm just like this movie, especially because this is a dead person who somehow comes back to life, and is like farting infinitely.
Is that real?
Yeah. Did you not? Do you not know what this movie's about?
No.
Have you seen the trailer?
No.
Here we go. Have you heard of this movie?
Yeah, I've seen it.
You've seen it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have
Like
not.
it
See?
a lot.
You slept on, Charlie.
I sleep on everything.
Yeah, watch the Bjork thing after this.
Yeah.
This is like necessary watching, actually. Probably for one of our nights, we should watch this.
I need you to help me get home. Okay, buddy?
Okay, buddy.
You're a miracle. Or I'm just hallucinating from starvation. You're special. You're special. There's 7 billion people on the planet. You might be lucky enough to bump into the one person you want to spend the rest of your life with. Oh my god. So this is the life I've forgotten. This is just the beginning.
That scene isn't even in the movie, though, is it? I don't-
That last one?
Yeah.
I think it starts it, right? That's how he gets off the island.
Oh.
Yeah.
Corporeal.
Corporeal.
Definitely have to watch that.
Diarrhea. Nuance.
Yes.
Tangible.
Diarrhea.
Friendship.
Diarrhea was in there.
That movie is actually like. Best part isn't even about how weird it is. It's like surprisingly an intimate exploration of like the main character.
This I agree with, and it's coherent. I don't see how people walked out on this film, like when they
did.
first saw it.
Huh.
A lot of people did, especially
do you-
because it premiered at like Sundance and stuff. You know.
Oh, so they didn't like walk in there and be like, this isn't what I paid for, and then walk out.
No, they saw a little bit of it and then and then left.
That's too bad.
I know. Yeah. Too often these films don't get the audiences they deserve. But this even made it to like a major production company and was distributed, so it was of the few visions that deserved to be up there actually got up there. But yeah.
The longer I look at Daniel Radcliffe, the less it looks like Daniel Radcliffe.
I mean, in this film, I want to say this is like his best acted film I've seen. Especially because he's not supposed to move. He has like very limited mobility. Ugh. It's a good movie though. I should force everyone to watch it. Yeah. So should we just get into the work now? Since you're gonna show us the Bjork video anyway. Let's Corporeal? Corporeal? Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Next week is Corporeal and exciting. I know a lot of this podcast has been spent just listening to us reacting to weird videos, but Corporeal.
One more time?
Huh?
One more time?
Corporeal?
Corporeal.
Say
It's
something.
official.
It's official. It's not official until
Oh, sorry.
Corporeal.
Wow. Very sultry.
Alright. See ya.